They saw the place where the possible met the impossible and moved toward it. They walked for many an hour and many a day, until, finally, they crossed the edge of paradox. Greetings humanity, and welcome once more to Channel Otherdoc. I am Jim, I am your friendly Lacuna GM. I use he, him pronouns, and this is our Invisible Sun campaign, The Edge of Paradox. Invisible Sun is a surreal slice-of-life game by Monte Cook Games. We are integrating the directed campaign, but most of this game happens spontaneously. I am now going to do. You ever have that thing where you realize that thing you need to do that you forgot while you were doing other things, and that is to check my sound level. Let me fix it. There we go. Okay, and now I am properly loud. All right, let's go ahead and go around and say hi to everyone who's here tonight and see who they are and who they're playing. Starting tonight with Wilde. Hello.
Yes, hello, I'm Wilde at Wilde Engineer on Twitch and Twitter. I go by he, they pronouns, and I am playing Shantano, an itinerant empath of the Order of Apostate who splinters into fragments. They go by they, them pronouns.
Excellent, excellent. And now let us head over to Arras. Hello.
Hello, I'm Arras, or Animus Panthera, and today I am playing Aroshka Ruzik, aromatic empath apostate who converses with everything. My pronouns are she, they, and her pronouns are she, her.
Excellent, excellent. And now let us head over to Anino. Hello.
Good evening. My name is Anino. I use he, him pronouns, but my character, Mac the Husk, uses they, them pronouns. And Mac is an itinerant. Sorry. I just closed the window with my character.
Oh!
I completely misclicked. Mac is an itinerant enthusiastic of the Order of the Goetica, provides a vessel for spirits.
Need to do something about if this were like a conference table, we would put nameplates out in front of everyone, so you could have and on the back of it you would say, oh yes, I have the character sentence or something. And now over to Danielle. Hello.
Hi everyone, I'm Danielle. I use she, her pronouns, and so does Vormera Vanas, my character, aka Vor, who is a connected ardent of the Order of Weavers who shepherds minds.
Awesome. So, like we do with most games on this channel, we're going to be using the X card, the N card, and the O card. If we hit something that's crossing a line for one of us, any of us can type an X in the Zoom video chat or anywhere else, hold up a card or make an X symbol, and we'll back up and do something else. If something happens that we're okay having in the game, but we don't want a graphic description of it, we can type an N in the Zoom chat, and we'll fade to black on it or put it behind a veil, so it'll be there, but we won't go into detail. Finally, if we're exploring a topic or an area of roleplay that's particularly intense for us, but we want to keep going anyway, we can put an O in the chat to let us know we're okay and that we're all good to keep piling on the drama. Something else we can do is put an O with a question mark after it whenever we're moving into a difficult topic, or we say or we do something and then think, maybe that might have been a little too much. Then everyone else can respond to that again with an X, an N, or an O to let us know if we're still doing okay. We're also using the pause. If any of us needs to take some time, we can ask for a pause in the game while we discuss things, or just take a break for as long as anyone needs. As a reminder, just a few content warnings. This game may contain body horror, surreal imagery, spiders, snakes, and references to memory loss, death, and existential crises. And sudden sounds. As reality as the Grey attempts to invade our spot in the actuality. But we shall hold fast. We shall hold fast to continue this spot of reality here. But if you want to see any of those content warnings, you can type !ISCW in the chat. And that will display those. They're going to be on rotation in the chat window there. Also, please remember that we have an open door policy, which means that any of us and any of you can feel free to step away from this at any time if you need to. It is just a game, and mental health is always more important. Okay, so let's see. Things happened last time. Last time most of you were at the mayor's house shortly after rescuing the mayor from the influence of the Insidious that had placed a very strong suggestion upon her. You managed to get that out, to pull that particular sort of command that she not only give all the Gesundheit. That command not only that she give all the town's ice to Baylock, but then also to stir up the populace against you folks, and also to then shoot anyone who came into the house. There was that was happening also, so then you had only one suggestion left to take care of the three main royal brood of suggestions to pull out of people's heads in this town of Yestervale, where you are currently. So that third suggestion was planted in the mind of Good Person Shay. And so you went over to Good Person Shay's house, where you found them, and there was some interesting stuff going on. Over at Good Person Shay's place, before going inside, you had sort of detected that there was someone out there watching, doing something. And so Mac stuck around to check things out, along with their Raven familiar and the Ice Jaguar, whom they had summoned to help out, the Ice Jaguar spirit, I should say. And so they looked around in the alley. Inside the house, the rest of you went in and were sort of you met up once again with the friend you had met on the train, whom I'm sure I have his name in front of me somewhere very shortly, but he no longer seemed to remember certain details kind of critical to what you were doing that evening. And so it seemed they had gotten to him. You were then sort of invited to dinner with Nora and Shay and Emma. I remember all of those names. I don't remember his name. Where is it? Abel Wellison. That is his name. So you all went and you were sort of getting into the dining room, and they were bringing in this big pot of soup. They opened the pot of soup, and these four sort of eyeball-looking creatures drifted up out of the soup and attacked you. And you in turn very quickly dispatched them, leaving everyone in the room frozen, because Vor was very convincing in getting them to do so. Meanwhile, Mac outside had gone and checked in the alley, and noted there was a goetic summoning circle that had brought apparently those eyeballs on into this area. Found someone lurking at the back of the alley. They turned and they were running away. Mac grabbed a knife. Was it the same knife? Perhaps it was the same knife. I can't remember. But threw it and did not hit the person retreating, who was in fact Hester. Because it turned out, you managed to at least pin some of the black drapery in which they were the black cloth in which they were draped to the wall, tearing off of her, revealing her face. Mac recognized her as Hester, a fellow Goetic. You sent but she managed to scamper off into the darkness. I believe you sent a message through the noosphere to her. Something about you have a lot of explaining to do. Don't go too far. You have a lot of explaining to do. Something like that. And
it was,
yeah.
Sorry, it was akin to don't run too far. You're just going to die tired.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. And so with that happening, and then the people inside the house frozen happening, that is where we left off. But there was the sound of this little sort of psychic keening once again across town, as the final suggestion was removed from the head of good person Che, and all of the Insidious who were able to at that point began to flee the town. So you were successful on that count. So what I must ask then now is what you folks would like to do at this point. What do you want to do? Let me actually, before I even say that, do you want to continue? If you like, we could advance things, or we could deal with more stuff tonight. Actually, there's a little more stuff possibly to deal with tonight that I'd kind of like to see what happens, potentially.
I would think we would want to circle up after after eliminating the final bug in the house, because Mac is going to return to the group and report that he failed. So you're going to get back. So you're going to get into the house. You go through the tailor shop and into. You see you look inside. You see in the dining room. You see that there's this interesting tableau of your fellow your fellow Vizsla, aside from Shah, who is no longer here, around the table, and the four current inhabitants of this house, standing in various poses, three of them in friendly poses, and then one of them looking freaking terrified right now, but also frozen. Oh, this must be Vor's work. He's just going to look around for Vor.
Yeah, Vor will wave and she's like, yes. I mean, I guess I could let them go now. Since, we did the thing that we came to do.
That's true, but hang on a second. And Mac is going to cast his spell Sketch, because he wants to sketch this scene in his book. I want to remember this in exquisite detail because, Vor, I feel like this is some of your finest work.
Oh, well, thank you, Mac. That means a lot coming from you.
Yeah, sort of sketching it out. It's very very Norman Rockwell-esque, the scene.
You just see Shantano there looking sad at the table, being like, I was really looking forward to the soup.
Well, we can get you soup.
Sure, you'll finish pretty quickly. The spell works magnificently well, and so he's just going to pocket it. I'm like, oh, this will go great on our brunch logs.
You good? I can let them go now?
Oh, yeah. I'm
Okay, cool. Yeah, and I'll end the spell that was keeping them all frozen.
So they're sitting there like,
Like, okay,
oh my
you can
God!
move now.
And they immediately around the table, they're like, oh God, what happened? Oh Jesus! They're just sort of looking.
Well, your head should be a lot clearer than they were a few minutes ago, for starters.
And they're just sort of looking around, panicked, and Emma's just sort of at the back, looking around. Where are they? There were eyes! Eyes! What's happened? Where are the eyes?
They're gone. It's
Okay.
good. We're all good.
Everything's fine.
We took care of it.
They just sort of look a little weirded out. Just like, but you're having something of a calming effect. They look and see how everyone else in here is strangely calm.
Aroshka smiling in a corner. Normally, people don't find that calming. I'm so glad.
Yes. Well, it's like they're kind of off guard. So it's like, what? So they're like, I think at this point, good person Shay is going to just slowly sort of put their hands on the table aside on either side of the soup pot. Just sort of look down at the soup pot, just sort of jerks back for a moment, picks up the lid, puts it slowly back on the soup pot, and slowly starts sitting down. What happened?
Well, it wasn't your fault, to be clear. There are these.
What did you folks do? What happened? They were in. This creature had planted a suggestion in my head.
Yes, that is correct. But we took the suggestion out, so you're yourself again.
Just sort of looks around at everyone. And Abel's just sort of leaning back, like, yes, that was what I was trying to tell you earlier. He says, pointing at Jay. And Jay was like, right. No, I know. And Nora, you're okay. And Dave sort of looks over at Nora, and Nora's like, yeah. Oh my goodness. And she's trying to compose herself. She's like, I do apologize for that. It was a trap. I kept wanting to tell you that it was a trap, but I couldn't do it.
No, it's again not your fault. There are these things called the insidious, and that's why you all had a little bit of you weren't yourselves. But it's okay. We fixed the problem. We've removed the key insidious from the town, so there should be no more weird suggestions.
Yeah, Jay just sort of looks up. Yes, we had to cooperate with this woman that she had the floating eyes. She had them with her, and
This woman, not Baylock.
no, not Baylock. No, we were told to. No, her name is Hester, I believe. We were told to cooperate with her. I mean, we also were told to cooperate with Baylock, but that's more of a general thing. We were within the suggestion was changed within the last hour.
Interesting.
Well, not even. No, it was longer than that, wasn't it? Sorry, my sense of time is a little off. It was within the last few days. We started having to cooperate with Hester, but it was more reinforced recently when they made us. We got the message. I got the message she would send them and send her servants to. And we were allowed them to hide in here. they say, putting their hands on the soup pot.
So the eyes, then.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes.
They were supposed to kill us, hurt us.
I don't know. They didn't tell me that. But we weren't... I'm pretty sure we weren't supposed to let you leave. Regardless.
That tracks.
Are they...
Back to you.
Are they all gone?
I'll turn to Mac and be like, I mean, they seem to be all gone in here. Did you see anything else?
I did. I know Hester's face now. But they escaped me.
So potentially it could come back then.
Possibly, but they are of my order, so I don't think it'll be too hard to track them down.
Okay, well, at least we fixed the Insidious problem, so there's that.
Well, there still is the matter of Blaylock.
Yes. Blaylock's supposed to be coming in the morning, right?
You sort of are looking over at Nora will sort of lean forward and say, normally he does. I don't know if that's going to change because of what's happened tonight or not.
Well, we should probably have
We should meet him tomorrow, or at least try
yeah,
to.
we should have some kind of a plan for tomorrow morning.
Where does he usually meet?
Well, and Nora, once again, sort of standing up slowly, he brings his wagon through town. Usually comes and stops at the mayor's house, and then heads over to the mine, over to the ice house, and collects whatever we have. And then takes it with him. He usually doesn't stop for long.
Well, we could potentially go back to the mayor's house in the morning, see if we can catch him there.
I mean, I presume you're going to stop the ice shipments to this man.
I certainly hope so. It's these creatures were the ones telling us to do it. We need those for the town's economy.
Right. You should give folks about a week or two off to sort of recover their wits.
That's probably a good idea. And actually, as she sort of leans over to Shay, we need to stop. You know, they've been getting worked almost to death in there. They have been getting worked to death, haven't they? And Shay will sort of solemnly nod. Yes, all production needs to stop at least for a week. Probably more like 2 weeks.
May I recommend a light daily brunch as a curative
They
for
look
the
at
soul?
you confused. It's like, well, actually, no. They heard about what happened. Like, I'll take that under advisement. Oh, and Shay just sort of gets up slowly. Would you like some soup? Not this, but I can make more.
Soup would be lovely. Shantanu was really looking forward to the soup.
Okay, yes, no, certainly. I'll get that going. It's the least I can do. Shay will stand up, grab the soup pot, and retreat into the kitchen.
Well, there you go, Shantanu. No harm done.
I'm kind of curious about how the bad soup tastes, but maybe another day.
I'm sure we could find some eyeballs somewhere to put into it if you were really
Cheer soup.
determined.
It could just be like another spice. You never know.
Yeah.
Maybe we can find some slightly less evil eyeballs to put in the soup.
Maybe Matt could summon some slightly less evil eyeballs.
Take a little soup bath.
you're muted, Anino.
I'm afraid that goes against the Goetic code.
Eating your summons.
Yes.
I mean, I suppose that makes sense. Orders with your codes.
So, soup is going to happen. They have soup, they have potatoes. It's probably something potato adjacent. Probably something some potatoey creamy thing. Jim doesn't know soups, but unfortunately.
Baked potato soup, maybe?
Yeah, something
Yeah.
like
Loaded cheesy potato soup.
It sounds delightful.
that. I forget how that works. There's something that uses potato in some kind of like cream-related thing that's also spiced in some way I've heard of. I can't remember. I'm not sure how it works. Cream of potato soup? I don't know. So they do that, whatever that is.
I'm sorry, you're just slacking on your surreal cuisine.
Well, I mean, these are very simple people.
This sounds too mundane for Invisible Sun.
It's fairly mundane as this goes. It's uncertain potato soup.
Uncertain. That's okay. That sounds more like Invisible Sun.
Do they not have all-seeing eye potato soup?
No, that was the previous soup that they had. That was a special blend. No.
Tasty.
It's non-specific, uncertain potato soup.
Non-denominational, uncertain potato soup.
Non-denominational, uncertain potato soup. Okay.
Add that to the cookbook.
I have to, yeah. I'm now finally actually writing these down as we come up with them.
Very important. Send me the list.
Yeah, it's coming. I got to go through the archive and write down everything from the beginning.
Yeah, we got to go talk to Monte Cook about our official tie-in.
It's
product.
important. Yes, we need to. This needs to be done. A cookbook must happen.
We're gonna have our Food Wars offshoot.
Invite all my friends. Too bad none of you live closer. I'd be like, come over for the tastings.
Oh my god. What is this? I'm not sure.
It's magical. That's what it is.
I'm looking forward to the baked Alaska with real salmon.
So that happens. Dinner happens. Is there anything else you would like to do during the dining? During the dining portion of the evening.
Oh, can you just find out, like, is there a reason why some of the kids didn't know about well, some seem to have been affected by it?
Why some of the kids? You mean why?
I mean, because some of them were affected by the bugs. Some of them weren't.
Oh yes. Oh yeah. So yeah. If you ask about that during the course of the evening, at that point, Shay will say, "Well, there were only 12 of them, as far as I'm aware, and so they hadn't gotten to everyone yet. I'm sure eventually they would have gotten the entire town's population, but yes, they didn't. They didn't take you, did they? Did they? Sort of gesturing to Emma, and Emma's like, "I've been busy. I've been busy all day trying to. I had to. You remember, I had to stay late at the. I had to stay late. I had to stay late at the Thistle because of well, the what happened. Ah, that's true. That's true. Maybe they just didn't have time to get to Emma.
So they haven't completely overrun the town yet, at least.
No, it's, but I mean, you could see it every day as someone else was indoctrinated. If they'd had enough time, they could have covered the entire town, I think.
A good thing we were here then.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so it's very odd. Oh, my goodness. So you lot are up at the hotel, yes? There was, from what I understand, now I haven't talked to the mayor recently, but wasn't there, I feel as though I heard there was some sort of ruckus happening. You may want to be careful if you're heading back there tonight. You'd be welcome to stay here tonight if you'd rather.
By what's going on at the...
Yeah, what kind of ruckus?
My understanding, well, if I marked my guess correctly, Shay says, I suspect that they were trying to turn the populace against you. The Insidious were starting to get a little nervous. They were starting to get more upset as you were here, so they were intensifying the suggestions and planting more. And I don't know if... The thing is, my understanding was the mayor was going to be giving everyone directives about you. So I don't know if... And the thing is, the people the mayor was giving directives might not all have been infected by the suggestions. So they might, yes,
They might still.
You have to understand, and he just sort of says, they say, just sort of looking, we have a very regimented life here, and we're way away from everything else here, and it just sort of, it's something for us to hold on to. And sometimes if some of us feel like that's being threatened, then sometimes you see an uglier side to us. Sometimes we can lash out.
Maybe we should attempt to try to quell them down a bit.
I mean, certainly, my hope is that they'll see reason at this point, but
Perhaps we should get the mayor to do that, though. Since it's her word that they're acting on.
Now, as you recall, the mayor did say that she was going to try to do something, but we don't know what that was yet.
That's right. I think I have a way to discourage any sort of physical altercations.
We don't want to put you out. I mean, your home is lovely, but there are also, well, 4 of us currently, sometimes 5.
Oh yes, that's right. You had, huh? All right, yes, right. Oh, Vizsla, right. Yeah. You come and go. Yeah.
You could say that, James. Well, in that case, Mac, do you want to try to take a cautious trip back to the hotel and see what the current situation is?
Oh, yeah. I can certainly do that. Mac is just going to get up and stretch and bid his hosts a good evening before he steps outside. And he's going to draw a quick summoning circle.
Okay. So let me go ahead and get us up to where we were in the card order. We had the first two stations filled currently. Right now, the Invisible Sun card is the Alchemist, just as a reminder, and we are still currently under the Red Sun. So I'm going to go ahead and draw another card, and that will tell us what we're looking at here as the current situation. Oh, 1 second. Okay, I'm better. You remember the thing when the hairs on... Never mind. Anyway. There. Wilde, I think, perhaps will understand in solidarity with me that sometimes mustache hair gets weird. That's all I'm going to say. Anyway. I'm going to look at this card so I can see what we have happening. Oh, hey, okay. Let's see, this is being, let me go ahead and open the card up here. We are looking at card number 15. This is, we had this recently. This is the Revolutionary. Let me go ahead and pull up the description again. So we had it not too long ago. And it has returned to us. Let me go ahead and grab the description. There we go. It's the sovereign of the family of secrets. The Revolutionary is a force for change. And essentially, the generally considered a positive card, the Revolutionary indicates sex and sexual energy, or alternatively change for the better. However, less often the interpretation focuses on the destructive nature of change or the potential negative aspects of sexual desire and lust. This card turn says that something important is coming to an end. Okay. So... I have thoughts about how I want to interpret this right now. Okay, I think I can figure this out. All right. But this is a card of passion. This is a card of great passion. And the Revolutionary also changes what needs changing, even if through destruction or violence. I could see this going either way. Okay. Well, let's see how this goes. So, as you folks are getting up there, let me actually also check against the. Let me check against the rules summary real quick, so I can just just remember what sovereigns do. Okay. Let's see, sovereigns, +1 to all actions. And so right now, until we flip another card, everyone has a +1 to do things, unless your heart happens to match the current family, which is, did I say secrets? Is that what it was? Yes. If you have a heart that matches secrets, it's a +2. Okay, so you folks are going to. So what are you folks doing? You're going to head over there, or what's happening?
Are we all going, or just me?
I'm gonna go. Just as some backup.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I'll go.
But Mac is going to summon a spirit first.
Okay. I presume did you let the ice jaguar go?
Yes.
Okay.
Fulfilled the debt.
Yes.
to Rome.
They're currently hanging around for about an hour, skulking around, looking at things and doing stuff. So you wish to make a summoning. What manner of creature do you wish to summon?
We're gonna summon the most intimidating spirit that wouldn't kill me for summoning them. To be a deterrent. We're gonna summon Sir Godfrey, the
okay.
Polar Bear Knight.
Yes, that's easily done enough. That's easily enough done. You just go out and into their living room and draw a summoning circle on the floor.
No, he'll do it outside in the street.
That's very kind and considerate of you. So you do that. And, oh, hey, we're being raided. Hey, Hawkeye. Hey, thank you for coming. So yeah, you draw your summoning circle, and you perform your ritual. And Godfrey, who has, since it's been a little while, I will remind viewers that Godfrey is a polar bear wearing armor, but stands on two legs and has like a sword. A polar bear knight, who is of the green, a spirit of the green. So, just sort of look around. He's like, sounds, but it's dark. Must be nighttime. Oh, hello!
Sir Godfrey. It's a very short assignment that I have need of someone with a grand presence to assist us with.
Excellent.
We are
What foe
going
must
to
be defeated?
It's an angry mob of villagers. We just thought that you would intimidate them into standing down if they were to persist in accosting us. They were not very enthusiastic about the culture that we brought to the place. Brunch culture.
I see. Well, then we shall make a good show of it. A good show of force to make certain that they are not that they do not view you too ill.
Yes, quite. Shall we?
Excellent. And he will, as that's going on, I think that as he's sort of stretching and he's like, is that soup? As he sort of smells something.
Yeah, it's uncertain potato soup. Is that what we called it?
Yes. Ah. Interesting. I don't suppose a tiny mote of that might be made available to me, perhaps?
An odd request, but sure.
Excellent.
Mac is just gonna walk back in and just be like, I'll return this pot later. What? And he's just gonna make off with the rest of it.
And it just sort of turns from the window. Is that a bear outside?
So, Sir Bear to you.
Okay. Because I'm presuming you want him to be visible to everyone because of what you're having him do. So you're like, okay, you take the soup out. It's one of those things where, and you kind of will get the sense of this because this doesn't seem to be very a particularly because this job is really largely an intimidation job, and it doesn't seem to be any sort of like much noble questing involved. He at least wanted something out of it, and you think that it's probably that's why he wants soup. But he'll happily help you.
Yeah, I mean, if he really wanted to go intimidating, he could have tried to summon the hunt. But, he did not think that she would be very appreciative.
Yeah, I feel as though her bar is slightly higher than a bowl of soup for something like this. Her bar for payment for this kind of job. But yeah, no, you bring it out, and he'll and he will very happily take it and lap it up. I don't know if anyone's ever seen a polar bear lap up a bowl of uncertain potato soup, but
not potato soup, no.
Now you have. It's a slightly messy affair. As a long tongue goes in and goes. Okay. Anyway, so he does that, and excellent. And so I presume you're going to let him out of the circle and then have him accompany you. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Yeah. So he's now Sir Godfrey is now following you. What would you like to do now?
Oh, we're just gonna head back to the inn, I guess.
Okay. Who all is going?
We're just going to tag along for funsies, and in case people need to be frozen.
I think we decided everyone was going.
Okay. Awesome.
For moral support / safety in numbers.
Especially with the mob still after us.
We did know about that one, actually. We were aware.
Yeah. You were good. You were good. You stride out toward the hotel. You're not terribly far from it, if I recall correctly. Let me look at the map again. Yes, you're not very far. It's just a few blocks east. And as you come upon the hotel, sort of quietly coming up from behind, you see that out on the front step there's a crowd of people in front of the hotel. And out on the front step, you see the mayor is standing there, trying to talk to everyone, sort of explain. And basically, she's saying, no, you have to understand. I was not in control of myself. There are many of us. Some of you had suggestions put in your minds. This is not an imaginary thing. And then some people in town, what? This is crazy. What are you talking about? These people are coming in. They have uprooted a business that's been in operation for 50 years.
Oops.
I came in and sat down to get some reading. I was going to have my lunch, and all the menu items changed, and I can't have it. It's indecent, I tell you. It says random crowd person number 1.
You just don't have good taste.
We're trying to calm them.
So you can see
judge
them
in your head.
There's a lot of some sort of general upset. They seem to be very passionate about this way of life thing that seems to be going on, and so you have not been spotted yet. But what would you all like to do? There are many of them. You can see the front of the hotel really well because a lot of them are carrying torches.
Literal
Good.
torch and pitchfork mob. Nice.
Yeah. Number of them
We
were
did see them earlier. We knew that they had
Yes. They're carrying
torches and pitchforks earlier.
Yeah. Some of them were carrying, carrying hose. The farm implement.
HOES.
Yeah, the farm implement. And various other. A couple of them have scythes.
Oh boy.
Excuse us. We don't want to interrupt your gathering, but we just want to retire to our rooms for the evening.
People in the crowd start spinning around and looking. And they're like, "Oh, there they are!" they're like, they have a bear. Oh God! It's indecent. No. What should we do? There are a lot of. There's more of us than there are of them. And the mayor's like, "Please calm down. They are not your enemies." What would you like to do?
What a roar, Sir Godfrey. Like a big, intimidating battle cry roar. Okay. And he'll stand forth and begin roaring. He's very much as he steps forth. And he sort of, it's one of those things where it's like he starts off, he steps forward and he's like, "Now see here." Now. And the people are, and he's like, "Rah!" And everyone's sort of like, "Ah! Ah! Ah!" And they're now frightened and angry. What is the strategy here? What are we doing? They're not leaping forward, but it looks like they're going to, any moment they might build up the necessary gumption to rush you.
Oh boy.
Maybe we need something bigger.
What did you have in mind?
If we just want to try and escape, I have a plan.
Oh, no. We paid for rooms. We have a right. We're paying customers.
It's true.
Well, I don't necessarily mean like run away. I mean like run through them.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, that's probably better. I mean, we can just clear a path through, right?
Well, that's not hard. We could do that. Yeah.
Yeah. Over the crowd, the mayor is sort of, you can kind of still faintly hear the mayor saying, "No, listen, you have to listen to them. Let them explain. They saved us all. You have to understand."
I mean, I could give a speech. I might be able to talk them down, but we should probably have a backup plan.
If you do, I feel like you should make a toast to them with your never-ending champagne flute.
Oh.
I think that'll go over really well.
Okay. Yeah, that's okay. It doesn't take a lot to persuade Vor to get her champagne flute out.
I'm sorry, I'm just getting this picture in my head.
It's basically the Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, just
Now, peasants, let me tell you all why you should be grateful for my presence here.
No, I mean, I do think I could conceivably do a little bit with magic to like bolster. Not that I should be using like mind magic on the people that were just mind controlled, but it's
I
not.
just love that idea.
It's
yes,
not.
we saved you from mind control. It's like this.
But it wouldn't be direct mind control. It would be more of a gentle nudge.
Direct mind control.
It's a gentle nudge.
Just
in
a
the right
suggestion,
direction.
perhaps.
Oh no. Well, I mean, you know.
It's just a suggestion. It's not like we're doing a full-on geese here.
I'm just thinking that, like, underneath fire, I have passion, And underneath challenge, I have understanding.
Yes.
So I'm thinking of like making Boar slightly more persuasive and then giving a little bit of a speech to be like, hey,
Yes.
you know, here's what's happened in the village. And oh, by the way, you no longer have to work yourselves to death in the mine for Baylock anymore.
Yes. Good. Good. No, that's great. That's great. Okay. So you want to do it? So the effect you're looking for, is to try to just make yourself seem more persuasive. That's what you're going for here. Okay.
Correct.
All right. Let's see. One of these days,
We'll
I will
keep
actually
that
just
list.
write. There it is. I wrote it down. I actually wrote it down. I wrote down where the effects by level table is for a change, so that I can actually get right to it. So that is in the way, and that's on my PDF. It's page 23. There we go. All right. So just making yourself more. So let me see here. Let me see here. Yeah, I mean, this isn't going to be... I don't feel like this is a huge effect necessarily unless you want it to be.
No, I think it's more subtle. Like, she's not going for something super flashy. It's just something that makes her seem like, you know, oh, like that's a very reasonable person and we should listen to what she has to say. Like,
so, yeah, I mean, I'd say so level 2 is like create a visual illusion the size of a person, and this is not that exactly. But
no.
Yeah, if you're creating creating basically the illusion of a reasonable person.
Yes.
Then,
yes.
Wow.
We're putting the illusion of a
Only
reasonable
illusion
person on
of a
board.
reasonable person.
as it were. No, you're enhancing what you have already.
We're already very charismatic
Yes.
and very persuasive.
Yes, and this is just making you seem just that much more what you are already.
Correct.
That feels like a level 2 sort of casting.
All right.
This is mind magic, so it's blue magic. That doesn't really. Oh.
But I have the +1 from the card, right?
You have the +1 from the card.
The invisible and sense card.
And
then
yeah, sorry.
for what it's worth, my charm skill is level 3.
So something that I have been doing as sort of I've been kind of keeping track of which sun the last card that had a sun played on, and I haven't really been changing the sun. But I think it probably would only be fair for it not to currently be in play, for the red sun to be in play right now while you're casting blue, but because it's technically not the card that's up, so I'll go ahead and take that off.
That's fine.
Because then that will, because then you would have been down 1. Also, you see. But you are. You've got the. Hi, I'm back now. So it's level 2. You've got a +1 from the card. I haven't really specified what the challenge is. It's feeling a little bit. It's feeling like the challenge here is going to be probably like 5 or 6, I think.
Okay, well, due to her natural charm, I have a level 3 skill in charm.
Okay, so you're going to get it at that point. So you're going.
I'm just going to spend a little.
Yeah.
Little sorcery.
So you should be okay, I think. As you are performing sorcery. And so you step forth. What do you do?
I think Boris steps forth, and like part of this spell, like kind of like, because one of the aggregates I'm using is actually fire, so like part of the spell like maybe like illuminates her a little bit almost from within, so that like all attention kind of falls on her for a moment. And she says, "Hello, good people. We apologize for the disruption. There was something wrong with your town, unfortunately. Some creatures that were causing all of you to not only not be yourselves, but also to work such long hours in the mine, dangerous hours. And we apologize for any disruption we may have caused, but it was all in service of making sure that your town goes back to normal and that you are all yourselves again, and that normal operations can resume at the mine in such a way that there is no longer a clear and present danger to all of your health. My friends and I have completed this work tonight. We appreciate your patience, and we do recommend that everyone go home and get an excellent night's sleep. And we've already talked to a few folks here. We think there's probably some vacation time coming your way, a little bit of time for you to relax, which I think you will all appreciate very much. And so, again, we apologize for the disruption, but if you could all just go home, relax, spend time with your loved ones, I think you'll find when you wake up in the morning that everything is back to normal.
And just sort of look at each other. During the speech, basically, Godfrey has been keeping them quiet enough so that you can do this, so that you can talk to them, just by standing there looking intimidating and growling, and so that they were like, okay. And the mayor kind of is sort of like, it's just sort of like, you see. And she starts calling people in the crowd by name, telling them, please, you understand. The crisis that we were under is over. And it was the fact that you invoked the mines, I think, helped a great deal.
Vacation is a bonus for everyone.
Yeah. So they start kind of calming down, and they will just sort of breaking up a little bit, and they're like, all right, and they're sort of looking at each other, and they're like, and then one of them will, and then random person number one will pipe up for a moment near the mayor and be like, but what about the thistle? What about the thistle menu? We'll take care of the thistle menu, Bob. It'll be okay.
Oh,
Didn't
Bob.
apologize for the brunch.
Yeah, I know, right?
Give it a chance. You might like it.
My constitution can only handle so much at my age.
When the brunch menu remains tomorrow, we're going to establish it as normal.
And they sort of will. So they start breaking up. The crowd is breaking up. And heading off. The mayor is just sort of lets out a long breath. And like, sort of nods.
At that point, I think I will do the Leonardo DiCaprio toast to the mayor.
Yeah.
I have glasses like that in the cabinet, but I'm not going to get them just for that right this second. It is a thought, though. As a sort of, the mayor will step down. The mayor is also very thankful, and this is you'll see that inside Mist Maids, that the Samuel Adams stand-in, who is the owner of Mist Maids, that being once again Goodman Groden, is sort of sitting in a chair, and you actually will see Goodwoman Faraday is here also inside, because they're married, and she's sort of helping him. He's got like an ice pack to his head. He looks a little worse for wear, but he's conscious. But the mayor, as you're sort of going, the mayor's like, well, thank you so much. We can I think we can see fit to comp your rooms for as long as you need to stay here.
Oh, thank you.
And Grodin's just sort of like, yes, and which sort of Faraday sort of nods and says, yeah, yes, of course, I'm sure. And she's just sort of, Faraday again just looks up at you folks as you're coming in. Well, I can't thank you all enough. It's been very difficult. It's been very difficult these last couple of weeks. We've just been we've been practically tapped out up over there, and it was not good. It was not good. She says, so she's kind of still sort of ministering to Grodin. But is there anything else that you folks would like to do at this point?
Big Mac is just going to thank Sir Godfrey and dismiss him.
Thank you. And he says, very good, anytime. And he will step back into the ether. And so you folks are back at the hotel minus a polar bear.
Well, that wasn't too bad.
No, not at all. Good speech. You should run for office back at Saturnine sometime.
You think so?
Yeah.
I'll consider it.
Be good to have someone in a position of authority. You know, give us an advantage when we eventually take revenge on the folks who sent us to the grave.
That's true.
Oh my god. Yeah, the locally it depends on what sort of office you're looking for, but on a local level, you don't really have your neighborhood isn't really incorporated, but Karen's been trying to get that done because she fancies herself the gerent.
That's the next plot arc, is Vor versus Karen for mayor of our section of town.
Yes.
Control of the homeowners association.
We're gonna have an election.
Yes.
I think the power balance has actually shifted, because now technically Mac is a homeowner.
You're right.
In that association, so there's like an extra vote.
That is true.
I love our petty politics.
I can't wait to go back to Saturday for so many reasons.
Yes.
I think I'm technically on the school board.
That's right. You still have access to the curriculum.
We're just gonna slowly take over.
Nice.
I mean, if you can get the Rat Parliament on your side, then you're pretty much going to have it, I think.
Oh, the Rat Parliament and I are great friends, though.
Yeah,
remember?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I am in with the Rat Parliament.
Yeah. Although they're actually not in that neighborhood, but it's they're known. They're very well known. Oh God. They operate on a citywide level, actually.
Yeah, they're going to support my campaign.
That's right.
They'll be my donors.
I can't wait.
This all spins through Vor's head in like 3 seconds. I'm like, yes, I should run for office.
Excellent. So yes, is there anything else you want to do this evening, or shall we advance to the next day?
I think we probably need our actual rest.
Yeah, it's probably be good.
Don't know about y'all, but I've blown a lot of sorcery points today.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that Blaylock is not going to be happy tomorrow. So.
Yeah, I'd like to be well rested. Plus, we've got to take these Insidious back to the evil mushrooms.
Yeah.
We captured. I would like to deal with that on a
full night's sleep.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's very fair. Okay. So you're going to rest the night. I am going to reset the Path of Suns now. I've never done this midstream before. Let's see what happens. Let me go ahead and actually let me phase it out for a second while I'm recalibrating, so that we can redo this. All right. Edge of Suns, Path of Suns, Edge of Paradox, Path of Suns. There we go. And let me pull it back into focus here. And there we go. Okay. Fresh Path of Suns.
Yay!
So, you folks are going to awaken the next morning. And do you folks want to do anything especially fun as you're getting up in the hotel or what have you?
I feel like Vor makes a mimosa in her champagne flute. Like has some orange juice delivered to the room and then like mixes it herself.
Yeah, they can get some orange juice to you.
Yeah.
You'll note that in the morning that Grodin and Faraday are no longer there. They must have they probably were there later than they usually were anyway, because they have a house that's nowhere near this place on the map for some reason, and yet they own the hotel. I'm not sure how that works, but anyway.
You don't necessarily need to live near a business you own.
That is true. That is true. I think that I think they have other people running it during the first part of the day, and then in the latter part of the day is when Grodin usually will come over to supervise. I think that's how that works. Yeah, so they'll very gladly bring you some orange juice. They do have orange juice.
Cool.
It's a bit pulpy.
That's fine. The bubbles will can't counteract that. But yeah, and I think, what do we want to do first? Baylock? Mushrooms?
If anyone stops in Mac's room, they'll just find him sharpening his throwing knives, getting ready for an encounter with Blaylock. He's also got his little book open, and he's just flipping through, just looking at names of potential spirits to summon to throw down.
All right. Are you folks going to? Dare I ask? So, how early are you folks getting up? Are you heading out of town at an early point, or are you going to hang around and have brunch before you leave town, or what's going on with that?
Well, brunch is a little bit later, and I think that we would want to probably deal with Blaylock before it ruins our brunch.
Yes, I agree.
All right. So you were all head. So I take. Oh yeah, you're talking about heading to the mayor's house. I think, is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to catch him there.
Okay. So you all get up. You get down there, and the mayor will let you know that Baylock has not shown up as of yet. And usually it's within like the he's not exactly like clockwork per se, but he usually shows up at like 10 in the morning. And so you end up having a little time, but you don't have to wait for too long. And I will let you know that, because this is the thing that makes sense to me, based on things happening that have not yet. Well, anyway, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Anyway, 10 o'clock rolls around, and there's no Baylock. Baylock isn't showing up. The mayor's out looking around, just sort of waiting. 10:15, no Baylock. Once it gets up to about 10:20, the mayor calls for a runner to go out and check to see, look around to see if he's approaching. So a kid runs out to go over to the hill to see, they can see him coming. Usually comes from the south. And 10:30, no Baylock. And after a bit, it looks like he's not going to turn up, which is unusual. It's unusual for him.
Well,
What a coward, huh?
I think the game is up.
I just feel like it's a loose end if we don't at least encounter this Blaylock.
We try
Yeah.
and search him out.
I don't know if he's here. I mean, where does he normally? He comes from outside the village, right?
Does he have to go through town to get to the mine?
Yes. What he'll typically do. Yeah, there's a road. The southern road is usually the one he comes. I'm going to say he comes in on. And makes a detour into the town long enough to stop by the mayor's house, and then heads west to the ice house, and stops at the ice house, and then heads past the cavern entrance and again down further south. It's typically how that happens. This is kind of what you're getting the impression of from what people are telling you. The mayor's there and sort of talking about it a little bit. And so the mayor asks, "Do you need to?" There are a few places. There aren't really any permanent settlements very close. I'm not sure exactly where he stays. I was directed not to ask, but if you can let me, if you can give me a little bit of time to talk to Bristol, I think Bristol might have an idea if we can sort of put our heads together and try to see what we can figure out. We actually don't know a lot about Baylock. Did you, aside from just this imperative that we had? But maybe there's something. We understand he's a Vizsla. Is there anything you folks might know about him that might help as we're sort of figuring this out?
Can't say that we do.
No.
All right. Well, I'm gonna head over to Bristol's house and we'll talk for a bit. Do you want and see if we can come up with anything? Do you want to meet us there in say like an hour or two?
Actually, how about you find us at the Thistle?
Oh, okay. Yeah, so we can do that certainly. And so the mayor is going to go off to talk to Bristol. What are you folks doing?
Brunch. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, we're not going to get to deal with Balog.
That's how it happens, right?
Yeah.
We did say that we would take murder to brunch.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I'm going to draw a card real quick. All right, on the silver spot, we have... Let me see here. This is card number 27, the Imperator. I don't think we've had this one recently. Or we have, and I've forgotten. No, I don't think we have. Sometimes conflict is needed, and the Imperator believes that keeping a level head and using intellect and wisdom rather than rage or brute force paves the path to victory. Of course, not every crisis point lies within a literal battle. Some conflicts take other forms, stressful situations where some are prone to make rash decisions based on emotion. But not the Imperator. Follow his example. The Imperator is the sovereign of the Visions family. He is a leader, an advisor, a teacher, and a mighty warrior. In divination, this card represents the crucial turning point, the deciding factor that brings victory or defeat, the crisis point. Generally, the interpretation is that when this card is turned, the person in question must make a very important decision upon which everything that follows now rests. The Imperator also suggests... The Imperator also suggests that this choice should be made with consideration and care, not emotion or haste. It is, once again, it's a sovereign card, so everyone gets +1 for this scene, +2 if you have a heart associated with visions, which that question has happened before in this game. So you will get to the Red Thistle. The Red Thistle has a number of people there who are just kind of very, very carefully considering their plates. Some of them are just sort of eyeing them from a distance before doing anything with them. They're trying to make an important decision when it comes to the future of their dining situation. Are you going to? Do you want to sit outside? Do you want to sit inside, in an open area, in a quieter area, more secretive area? Where do you want to sit? What kind of place would you like to sit at?
Oh, I think we should be out in the open.
Yeah, we have to demonstrate how wonderful brunch can be to these people.
That, and we can make sure to catch Blaylock if he dares to interrupt us during our brunch.
That's fair. That would be the true insult, is if he actually showed up now, and
that would be
interrupted brunch.
Very upset.
That would be the ultimate. That'd be the ultimate issue. If he showed up threatening the sanctity of brunch. So yeah, you get a fairly open table, and this is going to be interesting for a couple of reasons. All right, so you come out, you get there. Emma will come out and say, "Hi, what can I get you all? What can I get you all?" I mean, she'll actually not even just start with that. She'll come out and she'll chat with you for a couple of minutes. She's very happy to see you. She's very pleased that you're here, that sort of thing. And asks what you would like to eat.
Folks, after the uncertain potato soup, I feel like we should just give Jim a pass tonight. not crunch him with having to come up with our orders today.
I do have the spreadsheet open just in case, but I mean, I'll take any port in a storm. So shall we just say that you order food and then, or what do you want to? Or,
It's very delicious.
We'll let you off the hook this time.
all right.
Yeah.
Djinnaya's not here.
Well, that's fair.
We're all gonna tell Djinnaya next time that we like ordered some amazing stuff. Right?
Amazing stuff. Yes.
Yeah.
No, you have a decent amount. There is some. You're able to get a reasonably, at least partially surreal brunch, as this goes. You know, they have things like mimosas. They have things, eggs and various sausage type things and other things that you would find at a place in Saturnine. They also, there is something of people are sort of quietly talking with each other as you order it, and they're like, they're not certain. But
maybe I need to make a show of it. Be like,
I think this is actually, tell you what, this is kind of important to try to establish for people who are here dining that this is a good and normal thing.
we have to make like really loud, like, how delicious, like over the top, like.
And they're like, no, it's okay. You can order. He sort of comes up. No, it's okay. You can order gruel. She says to someone else. This is like another day.
Gruel.
We have gruel. We still have the gruel.
No.
We figured it out. But if you order anything from this part of the menu, it'll just sort of appear. That's the amazing thing.
It's very convenient to the people who work here.
Yes,
Giving them
quick,
flavor.
quick and delicious.
So there's something like, I think it's going to be roughly as when your meal is being brought out to you, that and a couple of people, because when it actually gets further into sort of brunch time, there are not as many people here because they will sort of get up. Some people try it, some people don't. But people will sort of get up and there are people, they're giving you a little bit of a wide berth anyway. They sort of will stay a little bit away from you. And there is an empty chair. And at that spot at the table, you'll see this little sort of couple of clawed hands will appear on the edge of the table. And a shrouded head with red glowing eyes will pop up and just sort of look around for a moment. And just sort of look up. And you see it just sort of slowly sort of raises its head. They have sharp teeth, and they're looking up, like just sort of looking around curiously. And if anyone just sort of nods at them, they'll slowly get up and push back into the chair, carefully, just sort of looking around, and sort of pull the chair a little closer. And just sort of will be like, I think as Emma is bringing your food out, Does anyone say or do anything as Emma is bringing the food out?
I mean, Vor will be commenting very loudly on how delicious it looks.
So Emma brings it out. Oh yes, thank you. Now, ah!
This is a friend of ours. We invited to come to eat brunch with us today.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. For a moment, I thought it was. Okay, no, you're not. Okay. Oh, that's your friend's very interesting. And it was like, and you could tell they were about ready to duck back under the table. But you know, I was just sort of like, hi, can I? And she says to Murder, "Can I get you anything?" And Murder's like, and she's like, "Okay, I'll get a glass of water. Here is your food." And she just will put the your order out in front of you. Is there anything else? And she's having she can't take her eyes off of Murder at this point. Is there anything else I can get everyone?
I'll just turn to Murder and I'll ask them, like, do you actually eat anything? Or...
They're just here for the experience, I guess.
Which I think is an incredible experience and one that should be had more often. You know, the brunch experience.
And Emma's like, okay, well, just scream, yell if you need anything. I'll be in there. And she says, pointing to the thistle. She'll just sort of almost mechanically turn and head back into the restaurant. And Murder just sort of looks around at the different items on the table, and just slowly, just sort of nods, looking around, and sort of shrugs, and we'll look back at Shantano and kind of smile a little bit.
I'm just gonna start eating. So.
Okay, all right.
And treat it very, like, just go about like normal, I guess.
Okay, you all start eating. And you have these points where I'm just curious, does anyone try to actually talk to Murder while they're here, or do you just sort of have normal brunch conversation?
I hang back and let Shantano talk to Murder.
Yeah, we're doing the chin hands. Watch the date.
That's the thing, though, they don't talk.
Yeah. There's not like, I feel like there's not a lot of, conversation, inherent there, because Murder doesn't talk, but they do have sort of you see as they're communicating, they have things that are kind of like hand signals. And Murder will respond to questions, that kind of thing, if that comes up.
I'll ask like generic questions, like, so any good murders lately?
Murder will just sort of look around just for a second and be like, and then their head will turn toward the thistle. And you see Murder slowly seems to not exactly tense up, but it seems to a little bit, just sort of slowly will rise up in their seat. And they kind of lean forward and are looking at the red thistle. They seem very interested in that building right now. And I think this is when, and this is just as it's getting closer to actual lunchtime, and so there are a few people starting to come in, but you'll see there's a big sort of, let's see. Yes, I think this is probably how this would go. Let me just check something real quick. I have to check a thing. It's vitally important that I check this real quick. Yes. Oh. Yeah, sure, we'll do it that way. So, as you're looking, if you follow Murder's gaze, you will see that above the red thistle, a cloud has formed, a dark cloud, sort of up in the sky. It felt a little shady for a few moments, but it wasn't raining. But it was starting to get darker and grayer, you had noted. And you see something unusual happen. A lightning bolt strikes down out of the cloud and hits the building, just as what look like a bunch of little fiery meteorites come tumbling out of it and start pelting the red thistle, and the red thistle is catching fire.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, SpaghettiOs.
Anything we should be concerned about?
Should we wrap brunch?
Probably.
Should we wrap brunch, quickly and go deal with that? Maybe.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I just think of this image of Vor just saying, we should finish our meal in a hurry while our restaurant is burning from a meteor shower, and then we'll go deal with that. Like the eggs Benedict
But
is
it's
more
the-
important than.
I mean, we should still savor it. We don't want to disrespect brunch.
I mean, we can eat quickly, enjoy it, and then go deal with this. Fast.
No, I feel like this is. That would be Shaw's call as well. So he's just going to finish his meal before he addresses the interloper that is this thundercloud.
So you're gonna quickly finish your meal?
We just quickly hustle to finish our
So,
meals
yeah.
and then go deal with this.
So parts of the red thistle are on fire. People are running and screaming at this point as they're some of them are trying to get out of the building. And you gather from what they're shouting to each other that apparently that they've hit the kitchen. The kitchen is on fire.
Oh.
And
Whoops.
their people are trying to get everyone out.
I think at that point, once that's done, Vor will go outside. Once we're hearing the kitchen's on fire, Vor just sighs deeply, picks up her mimosa, and goes outside. and just looks up at the cloud and says, "Oi!" That's it.
Okay. The cloud does not seem to respond. The cloud is just sort of behaving, is periodically like pelting things down a little bit. It's not as much as it was at first, but now just sort of periodically pelting down lightning and bits
This is extremely rude.
You're looking at this. You're studying this cloud for a moment. You have a moment now to look at this cloud and see what is happening with it. And you can see that it's not actually a being in and of itself, as far as you can tell.
It's like some kind of magical effect.
Yeah, you think it is.
Mm-hmm. Of course it is. Is there a way to figure out like where it came from, or what its source might be?
There certainly may be a way to figure that out. Now let me see here. The challenge for doing so, if you're trying to just sort of look at it and sort of trade or do something, depends on what you're doing, right?
Yeah.
There is a challenge rating for figuring this out. If you're sort of, give me an idea, kind of what you're.
That's what I'm working on. Yeah, I'm working on that right now.
It's gonna, yeah, sorry. Well, it's gonna be, just so you'll be aware, that we're looking at probably a challenge rating of about 7, depending kind of on what you're doing. But we'll
Jesus.
see.
Well, I think I'm gonna have to use magic because I don't think there's a way to get around that here. At least not for 4. But I can use, so I have illumination under fire, and I have understanding under challenge. So perhaps weaving the 2 of those together.
Okay, and what sort of spell is it? What do you want it to do?
I want to trace this back to the source. So like maybe it like lights up like a little thread or something that goes back to where this thing came from.
Okay, let me just take a look at our trusty table. Here, as we see the you're trying to divine the location here. We have no sun in particular, so there are no modifiers to this. Right now, let me see here. Here's this weird thing about divination being in a kind of an odd category. And so I just want to check real quick to see if there's like... if there's like a thing that I need to understand about it. Which... I don't reckon... Okay. Yeah, I don't reckon it's a big deal. Yeah. All right. So we're gonna, So I'm just gonna call this. This is gonna probably just be like a. This feels like at most it would be a level 2. It's like a level 1 or a level 2.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm not trying to I'm not necessarily trying to stop it or anything. I'm just trying to figure out where it came from.
Yeah. So it shouldn't be too tough. I'm gonna call this a level 2 just based on what we have here. So, that would be 2 against it, and then you'd have, so that would bring it down to 5. Anything else you want to throw at this?
I think Mac would like to try to assist.
Okay.
I think Mac is going to summon his familiar, Sagan.
Okay.
And instruct Sagan to sit atop of Vor's head and grant a intelligence beam to.
Ooh, nice.
Okay. All right. So Sagan is gonna appear and sort of help and be like, sort of trying to sort of whispering in your ear about things that are going on. So that already. So Sagan will help bring it down one. And was there an additional thing you said?
I think the only other thing I can think of here, I do have my understanding magic that lies outside codified practices, which is 2. I don't know if that is applicable here or not.
This is a. I think this is a codified spell.
That's fine. If it is, then that's totally okay.
Anino, you said you were spending a point on something. What was that?
Oh no, I was just saying that Sagan, as my familiar, grants a +2 to intelligence.
Oh, okay.
So I figured, essentially that he would be sharing a bonus. Obviously, it's not going to be a bonus as high as I would get from it, but it would still be some assistance.
But you basically you'd have an additional bene in there. Yeah,
I guess I could spend can I send a perception bene here? Would that be appropriate?
Yeah, sure, we can do that.
Okay, I'll do that. So that gets down to 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Would I be able to add a spell to the mix?
What do you want to throw in?
I don't know how it would work. I mean, I do have counter spell, but it says level 1 to 2.
You could add that to this effect that's going on, I think, and that'll help. That'll probably help dissipate it more quickly. But I could see you wielding that in a way as to try to break up at least bits of it to make it easier to trace, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that works.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna fold it into Danielle's role. So I'm gonna give this sort of a separate action, but I'll give 1 for that at least. So that,
okay. Well, and I have 2 dice because I'm using magic, so.
Yeah. So 2 or better is what you're looking for.
So. A 7.
All right. Excellent. You got it. For this in particular, this is more just trying to interpret it, and it's not a thing directly against you. Yes. So as you look and you sort of figure out in this line of magic, and you see the cloud is starting to disperse, and people are coming, and there's a fire brigade sort of coming. People are sort of running and bringing. They don't have uniforms or anything, but they're coming, with a cart with water, and they're getting ready because they're kind of on this. But as you look out, and so everyone can kind of see as this spell just sort of has there's a mote of light that sort of snakes away from the cloud to indicate to the east. You look out, and even way past the rails, past the tracks, past the rail station, atop a hill. Very distantly, you can't see it perfect. You can't see it perfectly because it's very far away. But you see a cart. In front of the cart are what look like 2 very large infants. Standing atop the cart is a man who looks almost slightly pirate themed in the way he sort of was wearing a big sort of sash and silks. You can just barely make out he's got a big mustache. And you look in his direction, and he does, and he, as he sort of looks over, he waves. He snaps his fingers, and he vanishes. And that, I think, is where we're going to end for the evening.
What an insult.
Congratulations, you got to meet Balak. At least briefly.
Burned down our brunch spot.
Burned down our brunch spot.
I feel like that's automatic despair for all of us.
Balak has threatened the sanctity of brunch.
Mac is just going to break out his book, and he's just going to write down, and it's a list of basically everyone who's wronged this group. And he's going to write down Blaylock Get it.
Yeah, big words, capital letters, yelling via text.
Absolutely. All right. I know that Danielle actually has to go. So we're gonna try to go through pretty quickly, briefly. For joy and despair. Just curious. Hands up anyone who wants despair tonight.
Well, I'm taking despair for the loss of
Despair?
the run. Yeah,
Okay.
for sure.
Excellent. Hands up anyone who wants
Despair.
joy tonight. Oh. Is that 4 despairs? Was that 4 despairs? That was in there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Our first place burned.
While we were in it, even worse. How dare!
Awesome. Okay, so that'll be 4 despairs, and so then let us go around and do our outros. Feel free to tell folks where they can find you and any final thoughts you have about this session. And we shall start with Danielle.
Hi everyone, I'm Danielle. I'm at Raconteur on Twitch and Twitter, and you can find me there talking about all kinds of fun, nerdy stuff. I just got back from Dragon Con, and I'll have some really cool cosplay photos here in like another couple weeks, so stay tuned for that. And I'm not currently streaming anywhere else, but in another couple of weeks, exact date TBD, my Dune game using the new 2D20 Modiphius system will be back on Sundays at 8 p.m. Eastern time, so probably toward the end of September. So keep an eye out.
Awesome. Do you have any final thoughts you wanted to share?
We're gonna get him.
Wow.
Yeah, like he's on the list officially because Mac put him in the book, but like it's not cool.
It's not. No.
This is extremely not cool of him.
Awesome. And you may feel free to dive off if you need to, but thank you so much appreciated. And we're going to head in the meantime over to Anino.
How's it going, everyone? My name is Anino. You can find me on Twitter at Anino4K. The sanctity of brunch has been spoiled, and now someone must pay for this. And
Yes.
boy, will they ever. Anyways, you can find me on Twitter, as I said, at Anino4K. The next stream you'll see me on is Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Time over on the Wandering DM channel for our Sentinels of the Multiverse game, superhero campaign. It's not going too well for our 4 at the moment, who are split apart. And then, again, you'll find me on the Wandering DM channel at 1 p.m. Eastern Time on Saturdays for Scions, and then right back here on Saturday nights for more The Edge of Paradox. But I should also announce that, a week from tomorrow, I will be appearing for the first time on the Weave the Tale channel for a game GM'd by Pope. It's another superhero game, 3rd edition, Mutants and Masterminds.
Oh, cool.
A 10-episode campaign. So, look forward to seeing that streaming with all new folks. So, yeah.
Excellent. Very cool. It's very awesome. All right. Now let us go ahead and head over to Arras.
Hello, I'm Arras, or Animus Panthera. You can find me as Animus Panthera, Animus.Panthera, practically everywhere on the internet. I'm a real-life zoologist. I love to talk about animals, cosplay, gaming, all that great stuff. The only place you can find me playing games on the internet right now is right here on Saturdays playing Invisible Sun. I play lots of other games, just not streamed. I feel like thoughts on this game. We're possibly the worst group of people to piss off. Baylock clearly doesn't know that. But Baylock is going to learn.
Yes, definitely.
Ooh.
And finally over to Wilde.
Yes, hello, I'm Wilde at Wilde Engineer on Twitch and Twitter. This is also currently the only game I am streaming. And today was fun. Baylock definitely doesn't know what they have coming to them. I mean, we mess around with world-ending devices just on a whim. You know? I mean, we don't even understand what consequences are.
It's very important. It's very, very important. And let's see. As for me, who am I? Once again, I'm Jim. You can find me at OtherDoc on both Twitch and Twitter. My website is jimyesthatjim.com, where you can find my Geek Observation podcast and links to my various other podcasts, audio dramas, writings, and such. I have links down below to my website, Twitter, YouTube channel, and various other things. So let's see. On Tuesday, here on this channel, Tuesday nights, we have our Urban Shadows campaign, Lex Talionis, set in present-day Rome, Italy. We're very close to the end now, so it'll be very cool to grind toward the conclusion of that. Then on Saturdays we have this. That's all I've got going on the channel right now. More is coming in October, but that's what we have at the moment. I do have signups open, still open right now, for a short campaign of Don't Rest Your Head that I'm going to be running. I've run it on this channel before, and I've run it on a few other channels. I'm going to do a short campaign starting in October of just about people who can't sleep having to fight living nightmares in the city in which they live. And they have the ability to slip into this city that is very dark and outside of normal reality, and go and deal with the politics of the nightmares and their various plots and schemes. And so if anyone's interested in that, signups are open for that through Wednesday. So that's the Wednesday, September 15th. That is the last day to sign up. You can find that by either going down to RPG sign up, or going to jimyesthatjim.com and clicking game sign up, or going to my Twitter, which again is at OtherDoc, and that's my pinned tweet. Any of those, and that's where the sign up form is. I haven't decided if it's going to be streamed or not at this point. It may be, but we will see. We will see. I will figure that out probably after the cutoff date, but before I tell people who are coming in, so they'll know, the cast will know ahead of time whether I'm planning to stream it if they want to factor that into their decision making. So feel free to look into that if you so desire. I've got more information on that form. As always, beginners are welcome. And so when we hit the end card, I'm going to send a raid. Let's see. I think we're going to send a raid tonight over to Devil's Luck Gaming. They're playing Cortex Prime, and they always have a tendency to wear delightful costumes when they play, and tonight is no exception. So we're going to go over there and say hi to them. Feel free to hang on if you are so inclined and say hi to them with us. That again will be when we hit the end card. In the meantime, folks, thank you all very much for watching. Take care, and we will catch you next time. Farewell.